Yo, what is going on, man? Rocket Runner, what's up? We're just now getting started, but yeah, we got we got all kinds of stuff to talk about tonight, man. What a wild roller coaster of a game, but the Eagles do come out on top at the end in overtime, 23 to 17. Walk off touchdown. Carson Wentz finally, finally has his Philadelphia Eagle moment. We've seen Carson Wentz in a few overtime games, and he's never able to put the dagger in the hearts of the opposing team. But tonight, he's able to do it. He had two clutch drives at the end of the game, one to tie the game. He had the touchdown to Ertz, the first one to tie the game, and then in overtime, of course, Ertz catching the game-winning pass. But you know, we'll start at the beginning of the game. It was a very slow game. We looked really bad in the first half. Not gonna lie, they had us on the first half, and you guys saw my video at halftime. So I just can't. I just can't with this team, man. This team, being an Eagles fan is hard. It is really hard. It's not easy. So you know what? If there's any bandwagon fans out there that are filling out applications, this ain't the place you want to come to, because every year you're gonna be on a emotional roller coaster the whole season, and it just ain't easy. It ain't easy being green. It ain't easy being a Philadelphia fan. So yeah, but you know, I just never know what this team's going to do. I know what this team is capable of doing. I know what this team can do. I've seen what this team can do, you know, in a few games this season, like against Green Bay, against Buffalo. Two good performances there. I've seen this team play well. I've also seen this team be abysmally bad, like against the Dallas Cowboys, like against the Minnesota Vikings, like against the Miami Dolphins, so on and so forth. You know, really slow starts have killed us. Ronald Darby, he gave up that touchdown. He missed a tackle on Darius Slayton, and then I think Darius got behind the defense late in the game, late in the first half, and got that second touchdown. So they were up 17-3 heading into halftime, and things were really not looking good. And it was really sickening to sit there and watch this game as a fan, just watch all the shit completely unfold. But you know what? Team got their shit together in the second half. Boston Scott, very impressive second half. We lost Alshon Jeffrey. He got hurt in this game. Everyone was getting hurt in this game. We went into the game without Nelson Aguilar. So Greg Ward, at one point, Greg Ward and J.J. Arcega-Whiteside were only two wide receivers. And J.J., in overtime, he limps off the field. So last few plays in OT, we were riding it out with J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, which, without him, we were riding it out with Greg Ward, rather. So not really an ideal situation to be in. But Miles Sanders, he had some big catches in this game. Boston Scott, whole team, pretty much when the shit was hitting the fan, when the shit was really hitting the fan, the team didn't panic like we're used to seeing. So Carson Wentz made some plays. I gotta bring up one play in particular that I really thought was a key turning point. It was when, I think it was before we tied the game, or may have been after. But I think Rasul Douglas got injured, and Sidney Jones had to come in for one play and take his spot from him. So Sidney comes in, and he has a great read, great pass breakup to get the stop and force the punt. I can tell you right now, when I was sitting there and they said, announcers were like, "Oh, Sidney Jones is coming into the game," and I was like, "Here we fucking go." It's gonna like this. Someone's gonna walk right past this dude, and The rest is history. But that didn't happen. So Sidney, he deserves a lot of credit. I was very disappointed in Sidney this season, just because I really thought he was going to have a breakout season and all that. But he made the play we needed him to make to get that key stop, and I really feel like that was a turning point in this game. But more than anything, this was an emotional victory, and I think Carson Wentz finally had his moment, for lack of a better word. You know, that he had two great drives, very methodical. He looked like a surgeon back there, making the right things. He was able to extend plays. He did his thing, man. So Wentz, he deserves his credit. And a lot of people are going to say it was just the New York Giants and all this. But listen, this is a good step in the right direction for this guy. He's shown he can lead game-winning drives. He can do his thing. He can do it. He can make it happen. So keep making it happen. We got the Skins. That's obviously no game is a gimme in the NFC East. So these last three games that we got, none of them are going to be a gimme. The one against Dallas isn't. The one against Washington isn't. The second one against the Giants isn't. So we're going to have to keep doing what we're doing. So hopefully – I don't know what the hell we're going to do with all these injuries that we just had in receiver. Alshon, he is out for the season. He will not play that injury, even though they said it was just a foot injury. It wasn't a fucking foot injury. That was a torn Achilles. He's fucked. Season's over. He may have played his final snap with the Eagles. He's done. Whiteside, if he has a hamstring, if that's like a legit hamstring injury, we probably won't see him the rest of the year. Aguilar will probably, I would expect him to be back by the next game. So we're down to Greg Ward. Excuse me, guys. We're down to Greg Ward and Nelson Aguilar. That's it. Alshon, he's done. Whiteside, I don't think he's going to be back. So what are the Eagles going to do about that? I really have no clue. Are they going to sign someone? Who the fuck knows? I mean, who's still out there? Antonio Brown, Dez Bryant, maybe. I don't know. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see. But you know what? I'm just feeling good we got to win. And I don't know what else there is to say, but you guys can we stick around and chat for a minute before we sign off. Usually redirect. We don't. It's so fast and furious that it's hard to read all the comments, but go ahead and go through real quick, just for the hell of it. Rocket Runner, what's up, brother? Cowboy X Factor, as always, in the building. Philly Jim, I saw the game, wondering when they can sign you to help them at wide receiver. Well, I did play wide receiver when I was in high school, and I caught 2 touchdowns in the playoffs, so it was pretty cool. So, you know what? If they need help, I can go out there and run routes. Like Mike Gross said at his fucking press conference, well, Mac Hollins, he ran some good routes. Blah, blah, blah. Well, maybe he'll praise me for running routes and not actually doing shit. And I'll get paid big money for it, which I wouldn't mind. Wouldn't mind getting a bit of a raise compared to what I'm making right now. So Carson played well. Yep, he sure did. Joseph, what is up, bro? Oh, yeah, I forgot about Mark and Michelle. Mark and Michelle is going to get his chance now. He's going to get his chance to play. I forgot we just brought him back to the practice squad. So, yeah. Yep, Eagles 0-1. We got it done. Full Society officially shut down. Yep, the Folesian Society, they were having a little bit of fun in the first half. A little too much fun. And so Carson Wentz, he had to crash that party. Had 325 total passing yards. Really made some big plays, extended plays. He had one fucking crazy play where he escaped the pocket and he ducked under a man and he tried to throw the ball to Greg Ward. And Greg Ward tipped it, but it still almost bounced to JJ in the end zone. It was fucking crazy. It just shows you that what Wentz is capable of doing. The guy's a special talent. He just has to do the little things better, which you saw what he can do when he does the little things. He can win you football games. So that's what he did, and he's a big playmaker, and he made a lot of plays tonight. So he deserves a shit ton of credit for this win. Rams will beat Dallas. Ooh. I think the Rams probably should beat Dallas. But, Dallas is like us. Their backs are against the wall. They haven't won a game. And when was the last time they won a game? Against the Lions, when the Lions don't even have Stafford right now. So that's the last game they even won. So, shit. They're desperate. We're desperate. Both teams are desperate. So, we'll see what happens. But the Rams looked really good against Seattle. So, are they going to have one last fight in them to try to defend their NFC crown? It could happen. It honestly could happen if the Vikings repeat what they did last year when they choked away their playoff spot to us. Will they do the same for the Rams? We'll have to wait and find out. But I think if the Rams win 2 of their next 3 and the Vikings lose 2 of their next 3, Rams could be in the playoffs. So, it'll be interesting to watch out. Bye-bye, Alshon. Yep, I got to agree with you, Rocket Runner. You guys know how I feel about Alshon Jeffrey. If you're new to my channel or old to my channel, you guys know that this season I've been fed up with Alshon because not only has he not been producing the shit with the Josina Anderson all the time, and I get Josina Anderson is hot and everything, but you gotta leave shit in the locker room, bud. If you got a problem with Wentz, tell Wentz you got a problem with him. That's what I respect. A lot of people don't like the quote-unquote diva receivers like Odell and Antonio Brown and people like that. Terrell Owens. Let me get on Terrell Owens for a minute. Former Eagle. Everyone who's an Eagles fan knows the famous feud that went on between these guys. But you know what? Terrell Owens had a problem with McNabb. He was not afraid to tell him he had a problem. He didn't go to ESPN, Joseph Santo Loquito, that ass wipe. He didn't go to all these people and say, oh, well, I want this to be anonymous, but I really fucking hate McNabb. No, he's like, look, McNabb, you're a scumbag. I hate you. You don't throw me the ball. And that was it. What's so hard about doing that? Antonio Brown, he had a fucking problem with Ben Roethlisberger because Ben Roethlisberger threw a fucking interception to a fat-ass 350-pound defensive lineman. Threw an interception to EDP 446 out there. And he's like, oh, Antonio, you should have ran a better route. Antonio's pissed off about that. He's not afraid to say, hey, you're a fucking asshole. And that's pretty much what started the whole downfall with them. But that's another story. My overall point is Alshon obviously has a problem with Wentz. But the bigger problem than him having a problem, it's okay to have issues with your teammates. Everything's not going to be perfect all the time. But work it out. Talk to each other. Try to work things out. Don't just, do all this going behind each other's backs and saying, well, he's this, he's that, he's not a leader. Stuff like that can't happen in your locker room. That's called being a rat. That's called being trash. And you got to take out the trash this offseason. If you're Howie Roseman, if you're Doug Peterson, if you're the Philadelphia Eagles, you got to get rid of all the guys that don't like Wentz. So aside from Alshon, at first my problem, I didn't really bring up any of the anonymous shit, but it just got to a point where there was anonymous shit, and then there was more, and then there was more, and then he wasn't producing whatsoever, and people used the excuse that he was playing through injury, whatever. He had one good game this season, and after that, nothing. So, I'm fed up with it, and I've been fed up with it. So, I would love to see Alshon Jeffrey go. I think this whole receiver position needs a complete revamp, and I think there's a lot of ways we can do it. We can do it through free agency. We can do it through making a big trade. Odell Beckham says he wants out of Cleveland. Could we make a move there? We'll find out. And the draft, the guys in the draft are stacked. My favorite guy is CeeDee Lamb. I haven't done any draft videos yet. I did a couple videos on trades and free agents that I think we should target. But, when I get to the draft, I'm going to be talking about this guy, CeeDee Lamb. I think he's special. I think he is going to be the next elite receiver in the league, whoever gets him. So if I'm the Eagles, it's worth trading up. There's a lot of guys in the draft. T. Higgins from Clemson, Alabama. We got Henry Ruggs. We got Jerry Jeudy. A lot of good players do play receiver coming out this year. So you revamp it through the trades. Just you got to bring in fresh meat for this guy. Guys that are younger, hungry, got speed, know what they're doing, can run routes, can get open and catch the ball. But yeah, Alshon, Nelson, a lot of these guys are not going to be on the team, and it's for the best. I mean, our three tight ends were working today. Perkins, actually, he caught a few passes, got some yards. So, yeah, I mean, we have, I think, fully healthy. Well, let me rephrase that. If we had Deshaun Jackson, our offense would not be looking like this. But for what has been out there, I got to give Wentz some credit. I don't think he's been great. I don't think he's been perfect. But I think the guy has done his job this season. He's done enough for us to where we should have won several more games than we did. And we didn't because, guys just couldn't catch the ball when we needed them the most. Ertz against Miami, he dropped that slant route, and, that pretty much was the turning point in the whole game. Then you had the drops with Aguilar, Detroit. Whiteside had the big drop, and then, all the turnovers. Nelson, he dropped a few passes. He fumbled one, and then against Atlanta, it just goes on and on. Wentz found him on a deep ball, and he just said, fuck it, I'm not going to try to get there. A lot of things go into it. So I think Wentz has had his fair share of this guy deserves the blame. This guy deserves the heavy criticism that he's gotten. And it's not because people think he's a scrub or anything. It's because some people take it too far when they criticize him. I will admit it. But, a lot of it's warranted. So he hasn't been great. He hasn't been perfect. But do I think he's done what he can do? Yeah. But the reason why he gets criticized to begin with is because people know. No, well, number one, people expect the best in Philadelphia, no matter what. And the second thing is this guy has already shown what type of player he can be when he's healthy out there. And when he's not doing what we know he can do, of course he's going to hear it from us. And that's just that. Some people like it, some people don't, but that's the way it is. Yeah, exactly, Joseph. It's just like I said, we got to revamp the whole position. Sidney Jones finally made a play. Yep, that's what I was saying earlier in the stream. As soon as the announcers, and usually I don't watch with the sound on, but tonight I watched with the fucking sound on. And it was like, hey, Sidney Jones is coming in the game because Rasul Douglas got hurt. And I was like, oh, shit. Because in my mind, Sidney Jones is about someone's gonna walk right by this guy, touchdown, game over. But he of all the people that could have broken up the pass, he was the one that broke up the pass. So I was very impressed. So for a guy who stunk this year, for a guy who got benched for Craig James for crying out loud, he got us a key stop when we needed it most. So credit to Sidney Jones. Is the Alshon Jeffrey injury serious? They haven't announced what it actually is, but I can tell you by looking at the play, he fucked his Achilles up and he's not going to play another game this season. Probably won't play another game next season. For us. Anyway, he might be playing some shithole team. Maybe trade him, I don't know. Trade him to the Panthers or something. I don't fucking know. He can go. Honestly, he can go fuck himself. I don't care where he plays. Any updates on Deshaun Jackson's recovery? Well, nobody has said anything about, like, there's no reports or anything. But I've been checking his Instagram out, and last week he put up a post on his Instagram. It was a picture of him from OTAs, and he was like, hey, y'all don't know what we have up our sleeve. So when I saw that, I was like, oh, shit. This means one thing and one thing only. If the Eagles somehow win the NFC East, he's fucking playing in the playoffs. He will be back for the playoffs. And then other than that, he's been posting videos and shit of, him working out, and he's like, oh, I'm going to get back. I'm going to come back. I'm going to be stronger than ever. So I think if we get him back for the playoffs, guy's going to be fucking pissed off. Guy's going to be hungry. The guy's going to be ready to play. I mean, he played one game this season, and then he missed the entire season. And you guys know how I feel about the whole situation. I think he's an asshole. I think he should have got the surgery. But one way to make me forget all about that is to catch some of them big fucking bombs in the playoffs against the San Francisco 49ers. Get an upset win there. But we'll take it. We'll pump the brakes a little bit. We'll take it one game at a time. Redskins next week. Let's try to make this shit happen. Let's check out some more comments. I want to trade Jeffrey back. Yeah, I mean, I've already said it like a million times, even on this stream alone. I'm fucking out on Jeffrey. I'm ready for him to get the fuck out. He can go play with Kaepernick. Okay, that's it. It sounds like something I would say off the air. But yeah, I'm completely out on Jeffrey. I guess I technically still support him as long as he plays for this team, but I'm ready for this fucking dude to get the hell out of here. I'm glad that he had his good run with us, and he was a key part of the Super Bowl, obviously. But after that, I mean, even last year he was good. He was good last year, but this year, dude just ain't got it anymore. And you can tell I don't think it was because he was injured. I think he never gave the same effort for Wentz this year as we saw him give that effort for Foles. If you go back, there was a big catch and run where against the Texans where Alshon catches the ball. It's like a short pass, and this guy's just fucking booking it. Like he is going hard. He is running his ass off. This guy, he doesn't run. He doesn't try hard. He doesn't try to get the 50-50 balls. I'm fucking done with it. And I want guys that are hungry. You know what dudes are hungry? dudes that have never won a fucking title in their lives. Okay? And what guys are out there that haven't won titles? OBJ hasn't won a title. He's got people saying he'll never be a winner. He's a cancer. He's the problem with Cleveland. He's this. He's a me guy. We got that. So if we bring Odell here, which I would be all for, you know what? You're going to get a hungry guy. And also playing the Giants twice a year, a team that fucking sent him to Cleveland. And we know what he said when he was first traded to Cleveland. He said, the Giants traded me here because they sent me here basically to die. They want to send me here in hopes that my career is over. But yeah, Odell with Carson Wentz, I think that would be a good match. Good match. And then the draft, there's a lot of guys I like. I already mentioned CeeDee Lamb. That's really the main guy that I would like to see us get this offseason. Robbie Anderson, really, he's shown flashes with the Jets, but really hasn't ever been able to reach the potential that he honestly has. But I think coming to the right team with the right, well, obviously we need to clean house as fucking coaching staff regardless. We get some good offensive coaches, good QB coach, good receiver coach, good OC. We'll be able to maximize a guy like Robbie Anderson. So, you know what? Young guys, hungry guys, motivated guys, those are the kind of guys I want in Philly. That's the kind of guys that pretty much everyone wants in Philly. So we'll have to see how everything plays out in the offseason. But for now, we got 3 games left. Carson Wentz finally has his moment. Great for him. Happy for him. Happy for the team. Happy we finally won a damn game. We're going into FedEx Field, which is a complete shithole. I was thinking about going to the game, but probably ain't gonna fucking happen because that's the worst stadium I've ever been to in my life, and I just don't feel like going down there at all. So anyway, this is it, guys. This is your host, Philly Jim, winging it for the Reedy Rack Show. Me and Joe will be back this week to go over the Redskins game. So make sure you guys are stay tuned in for that and updates and everything. Probably going to do it at the same time we do it every single week. But until next time, see you guys later.